It was very diverse in the sense of we had the opportunity, like through the modules, to at least witness some of the projects that other Africans were doing, especially with community, with restitution, with repatriation. When we got here, because it was also COVID, I feel like everything was a little upside down. But the good thing was that we were, as Africans, able to sit and have this discussion about what is the way forward of museums? Why are we defining museums? What about some of the terminology that we are using or adopting from first world countries, But what is our stance? Now they have experiences of going to an African institution and learning about how processes work, how administration work in Africa. And I think that's the beauty of it. It highlighted some of our struggles, joint struggles. And we saw that you're not alone in the struggle. You're not alone in some of the things that you are facing in your own institution. But equally, it also highlighted the inequalities that exist between Africa and Europe in terms of access. Also with repatriation, because we question repatriation in terms of it's not only physical, but it's also knowledge. I think for us, collectively, we learned a lot from each other. The networks that we made in 2021 are still the very same networks that we use. If people are actively advocating for museum labs and encouraging their colleagues to apply, then it's doing a good thing. If we had a museum labs on the continent, like for Ghana, I think Ghana's wish was to start a museum lab, and I think that would also be really good. So in the past, we've been defining museums, we've been defining restitution, repatriation, and we've seen amazing blueprints. What is the next step for museums? And I think those are some of the topics that I would want museum labs to tackle. Are we thinking conservation? Are we thinking intangible cultural heritage, Are we thinking policy development? What are we thinking? You'll see that Europe are having this conversation, but yet on the continent, it's very new. I think the future for ethnographic museums is for two worlds to come together and revitalize maybe belongings, museum work, processes, policies, things like that.